Hello, my name is Daniel Harris and I'm the founder of Kendra Initiative. We want to help musicians and all media makers spend less time on admin and increase earnings from online distribution by creating some powerful digital management tools. This is a demonstration of our open source dashboard application, designed to provide musicians with access to and ownership of their data. Collaboration splits, copyright details, asset tracking, social network interaction, and revenue from copyright management societies and online distribution services. In this video, I'm demonstrating how we've modeled Imogen Heap's new track, Tiny Human, within Kendra Hub. I'll also mention who we are working with and our next steps. A big thanks to Imogen for making her track available for all of us to experiment with. Both Aurovine and Ujo recently demonstrated selling Tiny Human using blockchain and Ethereum technologies. There are many more blockchain service providers building systems at the moment. We want artists to be able to experiment with these new systems via one interface where they control the master data and only have to put it in once. Imogen published the stems for Tiny Human. Stems are the individual tracks before they get mixed down to stereo, like drums and bass and vocals. I've loaded these stems into Logic Pro, but they could be any digital audio workstation. Having access to the stems makes it far easier to remix the track and take samples of different parts of instruments and vocals. But what happens to the rights and credits when I want to take a sample of Tiny Human and use it in a song that I'm creating? Currently, there is no automatic audit trail and tracking. But we want to see all applications and services become aware of rights and credits and rules throughout the production process. We want this audit trail to be portable, interoperable, and automatic using open protocols. And this is exactly what Imogen wants with Mycelia. Within Kendra Hub, we model Tiny Human as a set of rights and credits along the timeline of the track. In this case, I've guessed and manually input all the parts of the track, but in the future we'd like to automatically import directly from digital audio workstations. We can model any right. We can even create new rights. Here we see composers and performers, and here we see a suggested split based on the amount of time a performer is recorded in the track. Now note, this isn't how it's usually done within the record industry at the moment, but this is just a potential alternative. We would like to enable collaborators to decide how they want to split up the revenue based on their own rules or smart contracts. This is just one option. Negotiation is another option. If I want to take a sample of Imogen Heap's track, then knowing who's playing in that sample will be useful for credits and for rights. And here you can see the stems have been recalculated based on who's playing within the sample. When I add this new sample into an existing track that already contains samples, I can create a list of everyone in that track with all of the split details. And we can have unlimited nested samples, so samples can contain other samples. We also want to make Kendra Hub be a dashboard for syndicating your work. The application will show incoming sync requests from third-party providers such as One-Click License and QSongs. We aim to create an application that will let artists do what they are doing now with established methodologies and established service providers, but also experiment with new ways of working with new era providers being built right now, and using portable and secure data so that artists are able to move between service providers without any technological lock-in. Essentially creating new business models as we go along and see what works best. Kendra Hub uses a plugin architecture that allows us to plug in new service providers as they come or go. In the last few weeks, we've been speaking to Whitestone about how we could use Kendra Hub as an underlying system to capture interactive media rights, which is really exciting. Of course, all this becomes a lot easier if the tools themselves are rights and credits aware. We've been speaking to the makers of Om Studio about how we could interface to their collaborative audio workstation. And we're also a supporter of the Copyright Hub and speaking to copyright management organisations such as the PPL. Incidentally, the PPL are really keen to let artists clean up their global repertoire database. That's why we're calling Kendra Hub GRD3. We are also teaming up with other organisations working on open value networks where products have rights and values associated with them. The next step for Kendra Initiative is to obtain more funding to build a more robust prototype. Having just finished a 100k Proof of Concept Smart grant, we are now in line to apply for the prototype development of 250k. Special mentions go to Sandy Hoover and Mike Large from Real World Records for initial design concept. And a big thank you to all the thousands of people who have been involved in Kendra Initiative over the years. If you are interested in collaboration, then get in touch.